Hi, this is Sector del Castillo, and I'd like to welcome all of you to today's show. This is the Welbi on Kickstarter show. This is our show number 5, and today we have a special guest, and that is Phillip Simulis from Simtelligent. And before I actually introduce him, I actually want to get into some housekeeping items that we're going to discuss about the particular show. So first of all, to the audience, thank you for attending this live session and this live show. And for those of you who are brand new, you will all be going to be on mute the entire time, but there is a way you can submit questions because we do have Q&A and a chance to either ask me or ask Phillip any questions you would like about Welbi and about the current solution that we have available on Kickstarter. But we want to make sure that at least we give you a chance to submit your questions. So use the questions box in your console to submit questions via chat, and we will get to those questions during the Q&A portion of today's show. And before we get any further, I want to also give a special thanks and a shout out to Podcast Village because they've been gracious enough that they have partnered with us, and they actually have agreed to produce a video and podcast out of every single show. And so we're doing, not only are we streaming live, but we're also capturing, and then Podcast Village is helping us in doing all the production work of having the packaged videos and the podcast available as soon as possible so that everyone on Kickstarter gets the benefit of information that we're disseminating through our shows. So thanks for Podcast Village, and Charlie Burney is also, by the way, one of our backers. Today's agenda is very light. There will be some updates from myself, the Chief Technology Officer. Also, we're going to be talking about some of the questions that we got from a recent demo that we did last week. And then we'll begin to the interview with Phillip Simulis from Simtelligent, and then we'll follow that by Q&A. So without further ado, let's get into the main program. So for those of you who have been following us on Kickstarter, thank you very much. And we're getting great response and actually getting a lot of more backers that are submitting questions regarding our solution and what it's for. There's plenty of information available on our Kickstarter page, and this short URL at the bottom of the slide is how you get to our Kickstarter page. So I would encourage those of you who have not visited our page to do so because there's lots of information about what we are, what we do, and several videos that are available from our Kickstarter page. Also, I want to acknowledge this particular article that was published at the beginning of the month as we launched our campaign. Fast Company actually published this article, and it's available on their website. And if you follow the short URL at the bottom of the slide, you will actually get the full article. You can actually read it and see what they're saying about Welbi and about our technology and our company. Finally, also, we announced last week that we're looking for a few more social media ninjas, and information about how to join and what it's all about is available on the landing page at the bottom of this slide. And you can also then get more information. If you're interested, let us know. Submit your information on that page, and then we will follow up with you, give you some simple instructions you can follow so that you can help us scale to your followers through your social media channels. And we're having some great response right now. A lot of people that have come in because of backers and our advocates, our ninjas, helping disseminate and spread the word and the story about Welbi. Finally, want to give you some updates, and part of those updates is that we have been doing some demos, and we actually published from between last show and this show, we actually published information regarding all the shows that we've done so far, and those are available on a single campaign page, and that information is available off of an update from our Kickstarter page. And we also have created a catalog of videos from the demos that we've done over the last few weeks. And those are also available from a single page. And again, there's an update on the Kickstarter page where you can follow the link where you can actually view all the demos that we've done to date, as well as view the videos of all the shows that we've done to date. And we're going to continue to add to those pages so you can continue to come back. If you missed the live show, you can come back and view later on your time. And let us know if you have any questions. You're welcome to continue to attend any of the live shows that we're continuing all the way through October 5th. And one of the demos that we did last week was the Prince George's Tech Breakfast demo, and the video is available. Also, the podcast is available on the page that is at the short URL that for this link that is here on the slide, which is bit.ly/Welbi10. And you can watch the video or the podcast in case you missed the demo. We had a great demo and actually great feedback from the audience. And one of the things that came out of that is that we're going to start a series of pitches that are coming up in the DC area. There were several people that attended in the audience that came out to us and actually asked us to submit an application for some of the pitches that are happening next month in October, and we have already submitted our application for those. So we look forward to announcing any future pitches and demos that are going to be public to anyone that is interested in continuing to help and support Welbi and help us put Welbi in the hands of family caregivers to give them peace of mind. So that's it as far as updates, and I want to get in now into the actual interview, and I want to welcome Phillip Simulis, who's Chief Executive Officer of Simtelligent, and just kind of chat with him a little bit about his perspective as to how he got involved and what he does with his company. So please help me in welcoming Phillip Simulis. Phillip, how you doing?
Doing great, thank you, Hector.
All right. Well, it's really a pleasure to see you here for the show, and I want to thank you for making yourself available for this, because I know that you're pretty busy in running the company. But I wanted to at least get a perspective, allow our followers and our backers to get a perspective as to how we got here, and who has been involved in helping us get as far as we have right now and actually launching Welbi. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and about your company?
Sure, yeah, absolutely, thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm definitely excited to be part of the Welbi team. So yes, Simtelligent is a company that really focuses on solving difficult challenges for small and medium-sized companies when they're having problems or hard times digitizing their business.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit more about the type of clients that you typically have, that you do work for?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously Welbi being one of them, but we've actually found that there's people across a lot of different industries who are having similar challenges, and so we actually have helped a company digitize their solutions in the prison industry. Is one of those. Another one is in accounts receivable for integrating automated ERM processes.
Yes.
So different solutions like that. We've actually gone as far as taking products that are half finished, where the team doesn't know how to move them forward.
Yes.
And taking a role in helping them complete those projects.
Okay. And when you say products, what exactly are those? Is that like software, or what exactly are you doing on behalf of your clients?
Sure. It's actually a range of solutions. Which is one of the things that we're excited about is it seems like there's never a dull day. So one customer wanted to replace their end-of-life computers, and they said, well, what if we replace these computer kiosks with tablets? And so we looked into the viability of that, the cost, and also reverse engineering their software and building out mobile apps on these tablets and putting them out into the production environment. It was an interesting project. We had to build the web services that integrated with their database and make sure, obviously, this was happening in a secure manner. So, that's one example. Another example is a client who is an integrator of different IoT solutions. And so they would buy these controllers and implement them for their customers.
Okay.
And they were gathering data, and they have a dashboard solution, but there was a lot left to be desired. And they said, well, is there a way to use what we're already using but make it way better to give our customers a better experience?
Perfect. Thank you for that. Now, maybe walk us a little bit more about how you actually got involved in working with us. Can you sort of tell the audience how you actually got to find out about our company and what we're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that initially how I found out about it was just through a local networking event. And finding out about the vision of the product and kind of where it was and where you guys wanted to take it was an interesting project in itself. And then understanding that that you were funded and that you needed to get through various stages of funding to continue moving the project forward. And I mean, I don't know, you want me to go into kind of how we started talking and how we got here today?
Yeah, no, this is perfect. And I wanted to ask you, I mean, what attracted you to what we were doing? I mean, when it all got said and done, I mean, you have other work that you could have done, or you could have worked with other companies as well.
Right.
Why did you decide to get involved in helping us specifically?
Sure. And that's also, a good question. I think that, I do have a certain, not a soft spot in my heart, if you want to put it that way, but for, small companies who, they are funded, but, they need to be very strategic with their funds in order to get to that next round. It was kind of the situation you guys were in.
Yes.
If I recall correctly. And so, you needed a creative solution to get there. And not only that, but the product itself was something that I was passionate about, knowing that you're actually giving family members peace of mind, while their, older parents are not immediately available, and making sure that they're safe. This was a project in itself that I saw a lot of value with. So, not only, grateful to be able to work with the company, but also to have my name in a product that's actually going out there to add so much value to the community.
Sure. Yeah, this is great. Now, one of the questions that I often get at demos, and I wanted to kind of, pose this to you because I often get this type of question across the different demos that I've done from the audience. And can you tell us, what you have recommended to us as far as securing the solution to make sure that information that's being collected doesn't end up either in some sort of ransomware event or in a place where there's interruption in the information that is being delivered to family caregivers, information that's basically that our devices are collecting, and now our users are viewing that information on their mobile device.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge concern. I think a lot of people don't take it as seriously as they should, and dealing with you guys and a customer who does put security, at the forefront of the project is really good. And so I know what we talked about was, the ability to securely configure the device, to be able to put the device on a Wi-Fi network in a very secure manner where nobody else could actually, configure it at a later date.
Yes.
That wasn't authorized to do so. That was one of the steps that we talked about doing. And then also, having the device communicating with the cloud, securely through, more industry standard or I hesitate to use the word best practices, but through those kind of rigorous processes. So, security scanning your code, making sure the device is communicating securely to the cloud, but then on the mobile app side, setting up the architecture in such a way that, number one, it would make it hard to hack in, but also making it secure, so even if somebody did hack in, they don't have access to the data.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that you mentioned is also encrypting the information that's being sent between the device and the cloud, and between the cloud and the mobile application, the endpoints on the smartphones as well, to make sure that that is not something that people can view because it's going to be hard to unscramble if you don't have the key, so to speak.
That's exactly right. Securing that data in motion, and then also anonymizing the data as well. And I know that's kind of one of the challenges, in the healthcare industry, which kind of crosses what you guys are doing, but with a lot of medical solutions, is that some experts are suggesting that the current practices of anonymizing data are not future-proof, and so a lot of people are just not doing that or hesitant to do it. So making sure that that we're doing that in a way that is good now, but also looking at additional ways to make sure that if it's not future-proof, that it's at least advancing as we move into the future.
Yep. So you're basically saying during development, we're doing regular security scans, so to speak, on code that has been checked in to make sure that there's no known vulnerabilities in the code itself before we go to production. And you also mentioned the encryption of sessions. And then talk to us about what separating data from the control plane does in a cloud solution like ours, in separating the layers of what is data being collected versus commands being sent to and from the mobile app to the device?
Sure. So number one, on the device having a key. So when you're transmitting data, it's done with a way of saying, hey, here's a key. It's not my information. And then on the back end, the ability to say, okay, here's the key. Now we know who this is.
Yes.
So storing data that way. But then also exposing data through a REST service. So on the external side, you may say something like, store this data or retrieve this data. It's anonymized and it's just kind of a block of information.
Yep.
And on the backside, the web service knows how to translate that, knows how to put it into the database. And
yes.
So that's a way that if it were to get attacked in the middle, it's useless.
Great. What about one other question that I get, and it's completely different, and it's so security. I think you've answered more or less what we have as far as what we have coming up once we go to production, and it's something that we're doing. Tell us a little bit more about using an agile development methodology that as we are actually going into development, what does it do for the users who are going to be backers, who are really looking to get the device on their hands and start using it? How does how does it benefit the backers, the users that are pre-buying the Welbi solution, our Kickstarter campaign?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. We hear a lot about agile. A lot of people talk about being agile.
Yes.
And some people do it well, and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a term that gets abused a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think we do it well, on our team here.
Mm-hmm.
And the advantages of doing that are with the iterations. You get to see a demo, you get to see iterations in your hand quickly. If you're part of the stakeholder team, you actually provide feedback quickly, saying, "Hey, this is great. It works as intended," or that how we asked for it is not quite what we thought, so let's make a change. And these changes are much cheaper when you catch them early on.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really allows a lot more collaboration.
Yes.
Releases get put out in a timely manner. It allows our stakeholders to provide frequent feedback.
Mm-hmm.
It allows our team to take a step back and realize what are we doing well, what do we need to fix. And it allows us to measure things along the way, so we can look at our burn-up charts and make sure that our progress is moving forward, as it should be. And then it also allows our beta, our alpha users and our beta users to provide feedback on a more regular basis as well.
And you bring up an interesting point, because one of the questions that I received at the last demo that I did recently was, how do you encourage adoption of your mobile applications? And basically what I had said is, we have not formally announced it, but we're about to announce this to our backers, is we're going to be extending an invitation to all our backers during our Kickstarter campaign, that if they want to become beta customers, that they'll be part of the team, and because we're really interested in really collaborating with our users in making sure that we're putting the right functionality into our mobile applications, because you're using that information to make decisions about what to do next about your aging relatives. And we want to make sure that we have a good team of beta users that we're relying upon to get feedback as we start quickly putting together a beta version of the mobile applications that we intend to go before we actually launch the product officially. So this is a great opportunity for backers to actually say, hey, I'm in and I want to help in at least providing feedback, and that we can actually have that ongoing discussion throughout the development process that I think the agile methodology facilitates that specifically. Right. What is your experience in doing this when you've done this work for other clients? At the end of the day, what happens when you're in that process before you actually go into production, or before you actually deliver the solution into a commercial environment?
Okay, sure. And if I understood your question correctly, it really instills a lot of confidence in the stakeholders.
Yes.
Because they can quickly see that you're on the right track. The old methodology, following kind of the old waterfall method of, I'll take 6 months or a year and I'll build it to you, I'll give it to you, and you tell me it's not what you wanted. Mm-hmm. Right. So early on, we can develop things according to plan, put them in your hand, and as you see that, hey, this is what we wanted. And not only that, it also facilitates a lot of ideas. So sometimes when you see something in action, say, wow, yeah, this is great. oh, by the way, maybe it'd be even better if we can do this or this. You know, and one other thing, it also kind of facilitates A/B testing.
Yes.
You know, if you're thinking about maybe multiple ways and you're not quite sure, you know, do these iterative cycles. In Agile, it allows you to, you know, maybe do two things at once and quickly come to a decision and move forward.
Yep.
But I think to answer the question would be, it really does instill confidence in the stakeholder team and any alpha and beta testers involved.
And I think in my experience, as I've done this before for other solutions, at the end of the day, is really about ensuring that just because you can build something doesn't mean you should. That you really, at the end of the day, it really is the users, the customers, the buyers of the solution that are really, that we're collecting direct feedback. And as a beta customer, it is the opportunity to help us enable you to make sure the solution is exactly what you're looking for within your specific applications or use cases, that the way that you're using our device to address the well-being of your aging relatives. And that's, I think it's an outstanding value that we're delivering to backers, you know, for anyone that wants to participate in this program.
Right, absolutely.
So with that, I want to thank you, Phillip, because you know, it's unfortunately we're out of time, and I do want to make sure that we have some time for some questions from the audience. But you're welcome to stay also, and in case there's any questions that about you. But I would like to thank you for being here, and it's great to see you, and I look forward to maybe seeing you again and continue to work with you in the future once we go into the actual development after the campaign is done.
Great, thank you very much.
All right, great. So audience, if you are live, questions using the questions box, and we'll get to them as we go. And as we're waiting for additional questions, I want to sort of like give you a heads up of what's going on. We're in the Q&A, and type in your questions using the questions box in your console. So submit those, and then we'll address them as we go. And also wanted to give you a heads up, if you have not already or not following us on Kickstarter, this URL gets you to our Kickstarter page. It's been on for now for a couple of weeks, and we have a few more days to go. And we need your help in making sure that we meet our goals so that we can proceed on with the work that we intend to do. Also, upcoming demos later this week, we'll be out in Philadelphia, and we'll be participating in the Philadelphia Tech Breakfast. Information about it, if you're in Philly, here's the information. It is metro accessible or train accessible, and also parking is available if you're driving. And all you need to do is just sign up, and you can attend the live demo by registering a site that is bit.ly/Welbi8, and there's a place where you can actually sign up. It's free to sign up. All you have to do is just RSVP, let us know you're coming. And if you happen to not be able to make it, or you're far away from Philly, but participate in the live demo, we're actually going to be live casting this demo, and we're going to be using the same channel as the show to be doing that. You can sign up on the bit.ly/Welbi webcast. If you have already signed up to attend any of the shows, you also will get notification when this will be available live using the same link that you got to actually attend this show. And you can attend by logging in at the right time. And local time, the demo is expected to start right around 8:45 a.m. Eastern time. Now, whether you attend the live event face-to-face or virtual, that'll be one opportunity. But also, if you can't attend because it's not a very convenient time or you have other things to do, you can sign up, and then we'll send you information as to how you can view the video and the podcast, because we will be recording the entire demo and then making it available to our backers and any followers via our Kickstarter page, and we'll post an update once the video and the podcast are available. And if you already signed up for the show or to attend, you will automatically get an email with notifying you when the video or the podcast are available of the demo. And then finally, if you have any other questions, feel free to, and if you can't find the information on our Kickstarter page, you can also visit our website, which is mywelbi.com, and more information about our solution and what we are doing with it is available either on the Kickstarter page or directly from our website. And feel free to contact us because there's both have places where you can contact us if you have any questions. In addition, upcoming shows, we're going to continue this, as I mentioned, all the way through October 5th. Here's the dates and times of future shows, and any changes will be announced via reminders once you have signed up to attend any of our shows. And I noticed that we do have one question. The question is, what is the intent in case our guide or our minimum goals are not met on Kickstarter? And actually, that's a question that we have gotten also in the number of backers. For us, the intent was that we wanted to at least identify that there are people willing to pre-buy our device, because the first thing is the opportunity to become a beta user so that we can start working with you and figuring out how to make the solution a much more complete solution from your point of view when you have an aging family member or an aging mom or dad that you need to keep track of when you're not able to be with them 24/7. And it doesn't really matter because you may have a family, you may have your own family and be in the same town, but you're not able to be with them the entire time. At least be able to remotely track how they're doing, and maybe every now and then you'll receive notifications and alerts as to, should you be calling or should you be doing something different based on what the devices are observing automatically. So this is, for us, it's not necessarily about meeting everything through this particular Kickstarter, but really about identifying whether the need is out there and whether there's users that are willing to deploy the solution, and that's what the value is. What we're planning on doing is that if we're not able to meet our minimum fundraising guidelines on Kickstarter, we will be announcing a different way that we're going to be launching a different campaign, perhaps on a different crowdfunding platform that we'll be announcing before the end of this particular campaign. So stay tuned for news, because that's our backup plan. And for us, right now, we're meeting a lot of backers. We're hearing a lot of great feedback, doing demos all over the U.S. Throughout the campaign and even before the campaign was launched. And we've been getting a lot of positive responses from all the demos that we've done, and we are still continuing to schedule additional demos and pitches beyond the Kickstarter campaign deadline. So that's one of the questions that I wanted to address, because we have heard that question also in our demos from the audience, because they're actually tracking, how we're doing as far as the number of backers and our total amount raised. Now, the other thing is that what we really would like to do is really extend our social media reach as much as possible. And what we wanted to do, because what we're doing is we wanted to at least be able to find out who you are, make sure you introduce yourselves to us, and that is done through the landing pages that we have set up, where you can submit to us your name, your email, so that we can continue to give you information as to what we're going to be doing next, and so that you know what our plans are moving forward. So if you're really interested and you want this solution, let us know, because we can actually make sure that we include you in any future emails or notifications about what we're going to be doing next. The other thing is that if you are already social media savvy and you have lots of followers on either Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, let us know, because that is what the Social Media Ninja program is all about. Helping us spread the word and reach out to masses, because we realize that in order for us to get the number of backers that we need to have a lot of social media reach. And because we're a startup, we haven't really had the budget nor the resources to do a lot of marketing about who we are and our solution, and this is where we need your help. This is why we have this Social Media Ninja program, and we partner with Advo Ninja to be able to multiply our social media reach. And if you have lots of followers, let us know, because if you're willing to help us spread the word to your followers on any of those channels, this is what the Ninja program is all about, and we need your help. So the more that we can sign up, the more reach that we'll have, and the more chances that we're actually going to have enough support of people that we can actually work with to help us have a complete solution for Welbi and help you maintain peace of mind if you are a family caregiver and you have aging relatives that you feel the need to care for. So with that, I want to wrap up. I want to thank all of you for submitting your questions. And once again, we're going to be on the same channel, and we're actually going to be moving our Thursday to the same time as today. We're going to start at 3 p.m. I'll make that correction, and we'll also have an announcement because our show on Thursday will be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time instead of 1. But same channel otherwise, we'll be sending an announcement via Kickstarter and updates. And if you already are on our list, we'll send you email notifications and reminders as to when the start time is for Thursday's show. So we hope to see you again, same time, same channel, and have a great day.